See, there are 75 million mobile recharges happening in India every day, out of which only 2 million are done online. And we feel the Freecharge platform is an amazing platform for making a lot of these 75 million recharges go online and become more efficient, which is great for consumers, great for telecom operators, but it also ends up being a great customer acquisition medium where customers are making their first transaction online doing a mobile recharge, and thereafter we can get them onto Snapdeal and offer them the widest selection of products that exist in India.
Also, Kunal, can you take us through a bit of the details on the deal size? You're calling it the biggest acquisition in the history of the internet e-commerce space. Can you take us through some details on that front?
We believe that it's biggest on multiple dimensions, not only in terms of the economics involved, but also in terms of what it's creating. Snapdeal and Freecharge combined are now the largest mobile commerce company in the country, with over 40 million users, 30 million app downloads, and over 1 million transactions a day. And we believe that this is what makes it the biggest acquisition in the history of Indian internet, and holds a ton of promise going forward.
Would this be the biggest acquisition post Myntra, because that was valued at 350? Is this more than that? Can you tell at least that?
Rather than focusing on the number, we focus on the synergies, right? We believe that the synergies are immense. And testament to that synergy is the fact that most of the Freecharge institutional investors have decided to come on board with us in this journey as shareholders in Snapdeal.
Also, what happens to the investors of Freecharge? Can you share some details on that front? We believe it will be a cash and stock deal. Can you take us through a bit of information on that front?
So nearly all the Freecharge investors, whether it's Sequoia, Valiant, Tybon, have all taken stock in Snapdeal in lieu of their ownership in Freecharge. And we are very happy that we have some new partners like Sequoia and Valiant on board who will help to make this an even better company.
If you could just clarify, the leadership team of Freecharge would continue their roles. There wouldn't any be change in the employee size?
Actually, it'll have to increase because we have big plans for Freecharge, and we believe that over a period of time, this business can become a cornerstone business for our ecosystem as the gateway for new transactors to come into the ecosystem of Snapdeal and the ecosystem of commerce digital commerce in India. So we believe that this will be quite big.
So you will look at ramping up hiring at Freecharge as well?
Absolutely. And Kunal Shah, who's the founder and CEO of Freecharge, will continue to lead the business as he has been very successfully doing over the last few years. And we have very aggressive plans of ramping up the team, especially on the engineering side, because we believe we can build a really large digital goods platform in India.
Kunal, last few questions before I let you go. Snapdeal has been on an acquisition spree in the last 1 month. You've had several acquisitions, so many more lined up. How does 2015 look like? Do you have more acquisitions lined up in other areas?
See, our goal is to build the most impactful digital commerce ecosystem in India that will probably enable billions of transactions over the next few years. So we are very merit-oriented. If we feel that there is a part of the ecosystem that is missing or can be enhanced by bringing on board an external partner, we would absolutely pursue it with the utmost aggression. However, we want to be thoughtful about it because every time you do an acquisition, there's a lot of investment of time, energy, emotion that goes into it to make it work. So we want to be thoughtful, but if it makes sense, objectively, we will do it.
Last question, profitability indeed has been a larger question in the space. Billionaire investor Rakesh Jhunjhunwala indeed seemed skeptical. He commented that I really want to know the business model of e-commerce players. So what's your take on that front?
This has been a perennial question for this industry globally. If you look at a company like Alibaba, which is what we are most similar to, a lot of people call us India's Alibaba, right? For many years, they were not profitable. But once they started making money, once they hit a certain amount of scale, they're now this year going to do $5 to $7 billion in EBITDA. So it's about having the faith, it's about having staying power, it's about having the right business model where we, unlike other market players, never have and never will own any inventory of our own. And that is a very, very important aspect of getting to profitability eventually.
Lastly, would you look at the market to raise more funds, considering that you are aggressively acquiring companies, so fundraising on the plans?
We are currently very well capitalized. We are focusing on building the business and growing our ecosystem. Fundraising can become a full-time job, and currently we are just very focused on the business.
Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/ETNow and don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at ETNowLive. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/user/ETNow.